Hello, buddy. Today is vlog 24 and it's Thursday, 24th of February 2022. Yes, last night I didn't record because I realized I was very tired. Very tired. The day before I messed so many things because I was tired and I still recorded. But I think I have to be more careful because when I'm tired, I tend to make mistakes. So instead of making a good video, I did a rushed video. And then because I wanted to edit it faster and get it out faster as well, just to upload it as fast as I could, then I ended up deleting the audio. So the audio of the last vlog is actually it comes from the camera, and the camera, well, of course it's far and it's not a great microphone either, so not very nice. And then I made the thumbnail for at the beginning of the video, and I did it wrong, so I just finished doing it, and I'm going to have to do it and render it tonight again, so it's ready tomorrow. Well, this one is now going to be on the pipeline to be edited. So yeah, it's kind of a mess, and probably I have to be more careful. Just not managing my energy, because I last night, buddy, I was thinking this. I was like, well, I never ever considered the possibility of being tired during the day. I never think, oh, I did a lot of things, therefore I'm tired. I used to think like that. I think most people think like that. I used to think like that. But as 5-6 years ago, I started really practicing the power of now. I stopped accounting for what I was doing. I stopped thinking, oh, I've done a lot, therefore I should be tired. Or if I had a bad night's sleep, I stopped complaining about it, or even talking about it, or even thinking about it. And that has brought great things into my life, because now today, if I have a bad night's sleep, it doesn't affect my next day. I mean, sometimes if it's really bad, I may be sleepy at some point during the next day, but it's not as a kind of a dead sentence that I used to feel like, oh, I didn't sleep last night, or it was a very bad night, so my whole day was going to be terrible. And it was, because I was materializing, right, what my thoughts. If you are convinced that you are going to have a bad day, well, it's going to be very difficult that suddenly it just turns out to be great. And the other way around, if you get up, you get out of bed and you don't allow any single one thought, a bad thought, to cross your mind, and then you have a beautiful morning and you listen to music and you have a great coffee, it's very possible that you're going to have a good day, right? Because you're setting yourself for that. So yeah, but last night I was like, okay, while I am recovering, as I told you, I've been recovering from a really bad fall I had like 8 months ago. Well, yes, I do have to be a little bit more careful with my energy the next day, simply because I am under a lot of pain, a lot, all the time, and this is like ongoing. And in the nighttime, I'm having a lot of pain that doesn't. It allows me to sleep, but when I try to change position, I immediately have this really sharp pain in my lower back, in a very specific area of the spine that got really affected by the impact with the concrete. So someone went to the toilet somewhere. Anyway, so yeah, so I have to manage my energy a little bit better, at least while I am, going through this time that I'm healing, that my back and my hip and my waist and my lower back and my ribs are all going, like getting better, but they're in a very vulnerable state. So, because it does take me energy to go through the day, not because of the pain, because I don't suffer it, so I don't waste a lot of energy suffering it. but because all the body is kind of working to stabilize me and to keep me in a posture that doesn't look too weird in society, I guess, then I'm wasting energy. I'm using energy that if I were fine as I am usually, I wouldn't be wasting. So for the next few days, I'll watch out what I do. And if I see that it's already 10 or 11 and I haven't recorded, probably I'll have to not record that day and to make sure the next day I'm fresh and I'm okay and I will not be prone to make mistakes like the one. I'm not upset with myself because, probably you will know very well how to do all this video stuff, since you will see Daddy, you see Daddy's equipment, and you see Daddy on YouTube and other channels and stuff like that. So probably by the time you're watching this video, you will be much better than I am at this. And you will know that when you edit videos, when you do this kind of audio video stuff, things do happen. No matter how much you check, no matter how much you try, no matter how you triple check and you have all the systems backing, like backing other systems, mistakes will happen, right? It's just inevitable. But of course, I'm going to try to minimize them as much as possible because, these videos are a labor of love. There's no other real reason or incentive to do them other than communicating with you in the future and remembering and paying attention and getting me to pay attention to the everyday things. So when I turn on the camera, I can tell you what caught my attention and what made me, just marveled me or made me love you even more, if that is possible at all. So anyway, the last video I told you that I had some talk with your mom and some reflection with her, because at some point she asked me, when she suggests me to change something, I don't, of course, like I don't immediately, oh yes, I should. Of course not. I mean, of course, I know she would like me very much to say that, and I'm sure that most people in the world would like to suggest something, and the other person listening saying, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure, I'm going to integrate that into my life." And some people do, and some people can, and especially in situations that they don't have to be authentic. A lot of people just choose to pretend, and they choose to change their actions, but not their thoughts and not their feelings and not the reasons why they behave in a way that other people are suggesting that should be changed. And that's, she was like, oh, forget it, because you always defend yourself. Wait, no, I'm not defending myself. First, I am providing you with the reason of why I am doing what I'm doing, right? The reason behind, because there is a reason behind, because I am the kind of person that has a reason for everything. Absolutely every single thing that I am, and therefore I do, because doing is just an expression of being, has been put under the microscope for years and years and years. So I do have a very clear idea of why I'm doing everything I'm doing. Of course, there must be some things that are just like going through my head, like over my head. But with time, I may catch them as well, and some things will be forever unknown, right? And it's the nature of being a human. But that's what I was trying to explain to her. Like, not because you tell me I should change something, I'm just going to suddenly just, yeah, sure. First of all, I want you to know why, because then you really also have a chance to measure, to gauge whether what you're telling me that I should change should be truly changed or not, because probably you're misunderstanding my action, and therefore the action doesn't have to be changed. So that's something that it took me a while, and it has taken a while for her to understand, and for me to also to clarify and crystallize, so I can explain it in a way that it's much easier and less contentious. So that's one thing. But the other one that I realized, and then I explained to mommy, is very simple, and it I already touched on it when I was just a few seconds ago. I said that when people are in situations that they don't have to be authentic, or they just have to pretend they're someone else, and I think that happens a lot for people at work, for example, business, in certain kind of things. People have grown accustomed to just give a certain face to people, to a certain behavior, a certain words, a certain way of speaking, a certain way of dressing, behaving, everything. But daddy has not really been in that situation. And even if when I was in those situations, I chose being myself. But the more the older I grow, the more experience I have, the more years that pass by, the more I know that the last thing I want in the world is to pretend that I am someone I'm not. Because it's difficult, because it's difficult to keep changing masks. From this mask to this mask. This guy is my friend, this guy is my boss, this guy is my colleague, this guy is my mom, this guy, and I'm going to show someone something different. That's not the kind of person I want to be. I am not. And if I were ever that kind of person, it's long been gone. Because I'm tired. It's boring. It takes energy. Let's say that I am just too lazy to pretend to be 10,000 people for 10 other thousand people. This is who I am. This is what you get. And I would strongly suggest you that you follow a similar path, or at least you consider it, because when you follow your own way, when you follow who you are, when you know who you are, and when you when you present yourself as you are, well, you're not wasting any energy. First of all, you are who you are, finished. Second, you don't have to remember who you are trying to portray in front of others to be, right? So then you have to remember it the next time, and the next time, and the next time, and the next time. It's like playing like if you're an actor of 100 different movies, and you have to, every single movie you have to, this movie I am a sweet person and I talk nice and softly and I'm cute, and with this other person I'm going to be this kind of, I cannot do that. And believe me, it's just too much pressure. And you know what? The thing is this: you're lying. You are lying to others, and you are lying to yourself, because you are not allowing yourself to be yourself as you are. It's as if you have to hide something all the time from someone. Very damaging also for your principles and your moral and what you stand for. Because then I'm certain that at some point you will forget who you truly were. You cannot play 1,000 plays without forgetting who was the one that was enacting all those 10,000 different plays. So that's it. That's what I wanted to tell you last video, but I was running out of battery. Today I have a lot of battery. So that's what I wanted to tell you, and that's why I explained to mommy, no, it's not that I'm difficult to change. It's just that, and this is the conclusion. I told her, it's not that I'm difficult to change. It's that I am not the kind of person that can change only one behavior to be liked, accepted, or liked by someone. If I choose to change, it means that I choose to change, not change my behavior, not change my action, not change my word, but change the core, the principle, the ethical standard, the moral standard I have. Everything I am has to change in order for me to accommodate that change in behavior. I'm not going to change only the behavior, because then who I am and what I say and how I act becomes three different things. And believe me, buddy, this is the surest way in the world to be miserable. Because you, at some point, one, you forget who you are, truly, if you ever knew it. If you ever knew it. And two, I forgot to. No. And two, you stop believing in yourself. Because if you know, you, end of the day, you're pretending. And pretending means lying. And if your actions, your thoughts, your emotions, your words aren't one, then you very soon start disappointing yourself. If what you think is different of what you say, you will start becoming unhappy. If what you say and what you do are different things, buddy, that's the beginning of pain and suffering. So whatever you think is what you say. Whatever you say is what you do. Simple. Simplest, surest way of making sure that you live a happy life. A life that you are not constantly disappointing yourself. And therefore, it's a life where you know you can rely on yourself. You don't have to rely on anyone else anymore, because you know you're a single piece. You are to be trusted. What you think is what you say. What you say is what you do. Boom, finished. End of the story. No regret. You have nothing to forgive yourself. You have nothing to, no emotional baggage or crap to accumulate inside you because you disappoint yourself constantly. It's as when I had customers, I told them, do you want to lose weight? Yes. Are you willing to truly do whatever it takes to lose weight? Well, it depends. Okay, then you don't want. Finish. End of the story. Don't say you want to lose weight if you're not going to do whatever it takes. Done. Or don't say, I'm going to eat well, and then the next minute you don't. Because then you grow accustomed to disappoint yourself and to lie to yourself. And when that happens, the hell gates open. Because you will go saying things that are completely different to what you do. Believe me. Believe me, this one, if you don't believe me, it's okay. Go ahead, do differently, and taste the very bitter taste of not believing in yourself and not trusting yourself, which is how most people live today. I, in fact, don't know more than a handful of people, this is too many, that live with this kind of principle in mind. So I strayed away a lot from what I wanted to say. I mean, not because I wanted to tell you what I talked with mommy last time, but this last part I wasn't thinking that I was going to touch on. But I think it's really important, really important. And you know, I it's not that I was born like this. No, I did have some elements in me that were like that. But more than that, I caused myself and others so much pain because of this incongruence, because of this mismatch between thought, action, word, emotion, right? That at some point I had to change. At some point I was in so much pain my soul, my spirit was in so much distress that I had to look for options. That first of all, before having options, I needed to know what was the cause of the problem. If you don't know the problem, you have no idea of a solution. So when I had the balls to go to think, to sit down and say, okay, what is going on? Is the world so bad? Is my life so bad? Is my family so bad? Is my job so bad? Is everything really so bad? Because when everything feels so bad, most likely the problem is you, not the world. It's always us. So that was the beginning of a journey, because finding out that you actually are a compulsive liar is not nice. And by that, I don't mean that I was lying left and right for no particular reason or just to gain something specifically. No, it's it was actually something that started with the culture itself and with the language itself. For example, a lot of people think that I hate my country and I hate my language, and I only love other things and other places. But it's not true. I mean, I love some things about my country, and I dislike many other things because I have first-hand experience, and I am a first-hand experience myself of what my country is. I am part of my country, so it's just in my DNA. And the same other countries, there's some amazing things about other countries, and every other country has wonderful and terrible things, period. Every other culture, the same. Every language has limitations, and it has very interesting characteristics that I find so interesting intellectually. But definitely, I have choices in languages that I speak and why. So, for example, Spanish language, is it a beautiful language? Absolutely. Is it a very artistic language? Definitely. Is it a language that sounds beautiful? Absolutely. It's a romantic language. I mean, it comes from romantic languages. Is it rich? Very rich, very, very rich. But it's a language that somehow, because it's melt, you cannot disassociate language and culture. So Spanish, at least in the Latin American arena, right? But I think overall, it's a language you have to be extremely careful because it's very, very easy to offend people. It is the way it is because it's so beautiful, and it allows so many emotional undertones, and because it has a lot of a lot of ways of being formal, casual, rude. You have to be so careful because it has so many nuances that it's very easy to get people to feel offended or uncomfortable or with the way you speak. Not because you have a bad intention, but actually intention is secondary in the Spanish language. First is a form, is a beautiful words accommodated in a way that express respect, that express formality, that express carefulness, that express blah 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 blah, a lot of stuff. And second is the message. That is what I don't like about my language. That message is lost. The intention of the message, the words, the idea I want to convey using words is absolutely secondary to the formality of how the sentences are constructed, how the words are used, how the undertones have to be carefully managed, carefully crafted to deliver the message without hurting people's feelings. Now, I am good with words. I can do it. Definitely. But it's tiring and it's boring. And because the language is like this, I believe, and I don't care if I get a lot of hate if anyone sees this video, like fuck it, truly. The language makes us prone to a lot of white lies, a lot of little lies here and there, because instead of, and I understand, instead of using all your brain power to use the perfect words in the perfect sentence, in the perfect form, so people they get the perfect delivery of the message without their tiny little hearts bleeding, what you do is just little lies. Just tiny white lies here and there, everywhere, peppering everything you do, you say, the way you behave. You end up just acting in a way that you don't offend anyone. Tiring, boring. At some point, honestly, yes, I have decided that I prefer really overall not to have friends that are Spanish speakers. Is it because I hate them? No. Is it because I hate the language? No. But it's because I know myself. And because I am not willing to spend hours and all my brain power on beautifying and softening the delivery of a message so people don't get sad or upset or angry or whatever it is that I cause in them. And I also don't want to use these lies and tiny artifacts just to make people feel okay. Then the next best thing for me is just better just not have these kind of friendships. But that doesn't mean that I hate Latin America, I hate Mexican. No, it's not like that. It's just that I am not emotionally and energetically compatible with most. Now, I said most, but the people that Spanish-speaking people, for example, that speak very well a second language, I can communicate better with them. Why? Because when you speak a second language and you know it, you already have 2 or 3 languages in you, your brain works differently. So you don't expect people to think like you, to feel like you, to express like you, to do everything like you. You know that when you speak 2 languages fluently, you know that it's not just languages. It's like having 2 different brains. You become 2 different people according to the language you are speaking and who you are speaking with. Period. So this is it, right? So that's why. But the reason I speak English in these videos is for you, because our language between you and I is English. Mommy and you, Spanish. English. Okay? So that's a very long explanation of everything I wanted to tell. And this thing, these issues that I'm telling you, they have caused a lot of tension between Mommy and I, because it was all very new for her, and she's yeah. I mean, it's been difficult for her. There were a lot of new concepts for her. So it was important for her to have the time. Some things still she doesn't understand or she doesn't believe when I say, right? But that doesn't make them any less truer than they are. So yeah, so that's why I take time to change. Not because it takes me time to change, but it takes me time to evaluate whether that change is something that is meaningful and is positive and it's constructive and it leads me to a better place than where I am today. And if I decide to do so, then I have to change myself, not the behavior, because I don't change behavior to please anyone. Not because I'm arrogant, but because I already explained to you. Because it's just not efficient, it's not economic to go pretending and giving faces to different people so they are happy. I instead prefer to have few friends, true, wonderful friends that know who I am, know that what I say, it's not as important as the intention of what I'm saying. Meaning, I may sound rude, I may be very straightforward. I am extremely straightforward, but it's because, again, what you see is what you get. And what you get is a man that whatever tells you is true. You can rely on him. You can count on him because he's just that person. He's not pretending anything, and he's not trying to gain any advantage whatsoever by lying and by acting as if he's someone that he's not. So that's it. Now, lately, my God, you are in insane mode. Yesterday, but today, man, you're naughty as you really have caught me off guard of how naughty you are. Physical, you have always been physical, but now you took it to 10 different levels. I mean, like, you are up there. The way you move is just so strong, and so you're very confident the way you move. Again, I told you, big part of it is because of your shoes. No shoes. Therefore, you have this coordination, you have this prior perception, you have all these wonderful things in you that allow you to move in such a strong way. You know, you really make something out of moving. You know, you're not just moving space, you're just commanding, you're controlling kind of the space, everything. You know, you all your toys, you just take one and the other, and when you get tired of going from one, picking a toy to throw it, and then going for the second, and then going for the third one, you just bring buckets of all your toys and you just take it from the bucket, out of the bucket, boom, boom, and every time you reach farther, and every time your aim is much better. It's very impressive. Unfortunately, you landed a couple of toys on mommy's face. Not nice. And you did it because of your mommy asking you to kiss her, which is even less nice. But, you guys are crazy. I mean, she's kind of a bully with you. That I have noticed, and I already complained. It's like, hey, you said you don't like bullies. You're bullying him all the time. So I'm defending you. But in the other case, in the other side, you don't want to kiss mommy, and you're throwing stuff at her face, and you landed them right in the middle of her face. Of course. I really, this time I really talked to you, and I think you kind of got it. But man, it's like if you're a teenager and you're full of testosterone, and you're just like, you just want to prove that you can, and your own individuality and your strength and your power. You're dancing more and nicer. I like it. But besides that, you're kissing, especially these two. I mean, these are your favorite the last couple of days. Mary Baker here and Mr. Minion. You hit them, you kick them, you stand on them, then you kiss them, and today today you started biting them a lot. I saw a couple of days ago that you started like putting the duvet right in the bed to bite it and throw yourself back. Right? You love throwing yourself in the bed. I guess every kid does. I don't know if every kid loves landing on their faces like you or not, but well, you do. Today, you started biting Mary Baker and then Minion, but here, but you were like a dog. You're like, I'm like, what the hell? But you're so happy. You're just like crazy happy. And I loved it, and I just started putting my hand like if you were a dog. Some little dogs love when you put the hand and really, really all the way in, and they're like struggling. I didn't do it that much, but that far, but I definitely did it a little bit. And you were careful, you were lovely, you never hurt me, but you were like I love how you do those things, man. It just makes me so happy. I love to see the zest you have for life and the energy, man. Like I do have seen other babies, from a little bit from far, and I don't see anyone as energetic as you are. I mean, you're a replica of me, like massive amounts of energy, very physical, very just everything is moving, jumping, biting, kissing, everything. I mean, you really are like a hurricane, especially today, man. Also, when you were very baby, super baby, like months old and then like year old, and you never liked then mommy and I were together. I mean, if we kissed, if we hugged in bed, very few occasions happen because it's just impossible with you. You would be like between us and crying. That's it. Babies, I think they're super. You guys are so smart, and it's obvious that the baby wants all the attention from mom, because not having the attention of mom means not surviving, right? Simple. And it's just incredible how the instinct is there, as if you were a dog or a bull or a gorilla or a giraffe. The first year of life truly is no human baby is very different from any other baby in the animal kingdom, period. Whether some people get really offended by this, but we're not animals. Yes, we are, because we're not plants and we are not rocks. So the only other thing we can be is animals. So, but now you also, for a while, for a few weeks, you were cool with mommy and I hugging and being closer physically together. But lately, the last couple of days, man, we were together. We were sitting down on the sofa and we were holding hands, mommy and I. You know what you did? I mean, it was not the first time that you came like, that's your, I'm not happy here. And you start just like taking mommy's hand really, really like aggressively, you can say. And you know what you did once mommy took her hand away? You just put your face on my hand. I mean, you really know that his heart is easy to melt. You know it, and you're playing it to the T. So I was like, oh, it's like, okay, I don't need mommy's hand forever again. You're just there, and then you just calm. And the last 2 days, even though you've been like this, that is one side of you, but you also are showing the other opposite side, which is the sweetest thing ever. For mommy, I always told mommy, it's like, I envy you because you can be so close physically to our son, right? And she was like, oh, because I'm just breastfeeding him. I was like, I don't care. I wouldn't mind breastfeeding him as long as I can also get to touch you and to hug you, to feel your warmth, to see you from really close and to smell you. Your breath smells so beautiful, like milk or something. So, but I couldn't because you didn't like to be touched. I mean, for example, even a blanket. We have never been able to put a blanket, even the lightest blanket on you, because you were like, you're just like, even since you were 3 days old. We never could do any of those things. And I'm super happy about it, because I don't think a baby has to be like, put all this kind of shit on top of them and the gloves and all these things. We never put any of those things because I wanted you to have all the kinetic information possible all the feeling. I never wanted you to deprive you from feeling with your hands, with your head, with your feet. And that, I think, explains how you move in such a skilled manner. So anyway, but that's what you were doing, right? Like that's the way you are. You don't allow mommy. It's like this. It's to the point now that even she's hugging you, she has to, because you could fall, right? If you're like breastfeeding, or we are in the car, we're going super slow, just a few meters away, and we hug you like this. You don't want mommy to touch you. Even she's just holding you in place so you don't fall or you don't hurt yourself or anything. You're like, and you just like throw her hand away. It's like, God. Oh yeah, but I was telling you, but the other thing is the opposite of being this kind of, I don't want to say you're being rude, because I know your intention isn't rude, it's playful, but you are very physically expressive, let's say it in that way. But the next second, you come to me and you lie down on me or around, like you use me as some kind of bed or sofa or something, and you just come and you just stay for long, 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes maybe, just lying on me, right, somehow, or just hanging me straight. Just I'm sitting down, you just stand on wherever I am, or my legs, and you just come and just hug me and you stay there. Never before, never to this point. While you're so like you are with mommy, with me you are the absolute opposite. You're just the sweetest kid ever. And it's not like you're doing it because you did something wrong and then you come and you find you're a refugee with me. No. You are very, very much appreciating our relationship. You're just loving me. And of course, I'm sure you can tell that daddy loves you to pieces. So, man, mommy told me the other day that she never thought that such a relationship could happen, could ever exist. Me neither. I always thought it would be fantastic to have a son, but I didn't know how or why. Other than the strong call of having you, but I could never visualize or imagine all this beauty, all this sweetness, all this growth, all this learning, but besides, more than that, just this love. Because when you find out that you're actually capable of loving the way I love you, then I'm happy with myself. I am proud of myself for being able to have the feelings I have for you. Many times I ask other men, my friends, right? Like, how is it to have a kid, right? How is it? Everyone's like, oh, it's fantastic. But, and the face changed. I was like, whoa. You just said it's fantastic. And now you have a face of like, there's something wrong. It's like, what happened? No, it's difficult. There's a lot of sacrifices, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay. I never bucked it. I honestly never bucked it. The same as I couldn't believe it was that good, I also couldn't believe how it could be so bad, because regardless of the first few nice words, it was obvious that it was just covering what was inside, which was a lot of like sacrifices and pain and difficulties. And I don't want to get ahead of myself saying that, okay, no, it's all sweet and perfect because, well, we know each other only 2 years. God knows what happens in the next 10. But I asked these questions when they were having, like, when their babies were like 1 or 2 years old. So they already felt like that by the time that their kids had the same age as you do. So, but you know what? I never felt any kind of sacrifice from my part. Never. I mean, this has been the sweetest, funnest ever ride. I don't see where the sacrifice is. I do feel like I can sacrifice my life for you. That it's clear. I mean, it's just there's not even a tiny bit or anything of doubt in my mind that if I have to right now to die because of you, like if I have to make a choice right in this instant of, well, like not existing, so you are okay, you're fine, of course I'll take it. But I don't see that as a sacrifice. I see it as a fucking privilege. It's the minimum I could do, and probably you would do the same for me, because we do have this beautiful bonded connection, and we just understand each other so well. Do you know? I actually tell mommy, I understand everything from this kiddo. I don't want him to speak. I don't want him to learn how to speak because he's just so cute the way he is, right? I don't need the communication you and I have is beyond words. Words is going to only pollute our relationship, because our relationship today and our communication is based on heart. We just know each other's hearts, and hearts don't lie. Hearts don't say stupid words. Hearts always have the truth at the core. So there's no sacrifice in having you. It's a bliss. It's a bless. And whatever I have to do in order to make you happy and to keep you safe, sure, I'll do it. I'll do it. The only thing I don't want to sacrifice is being with you. That's the truth. Like if today someone asked me to go to, I don't know, Alaska to get $1 million a month, would I go without you? No, I wouldn't. Simple, plain and simple. No. Even a month, I would go? No, I wouldn't. Why? Because I would really affect our relationship as it is. That's it. Simple. When I fell down, it affected our relationship a lot. You were too young to understand that Daddy was in an extremely bad shape, because my brain did suffer plenty of damage. I was like, for days, I was like, I saw you, but it's as if I were really, really far away, looking through a tiny, very dark tunnel. And I could react as a zombie, and you resented it a lot. You were very sad. You stopped looking at me. You stopped addressing me. You stopped coming close to me. I guess you felt betrayed. That's the feeling I had all along. I could touch you, but I couldn't hold you and carry you, because once I carry a 2 liters bottle and I almost passed out. So it was, and when I started being able to do it, it was extremely painful, excruciating, and a little bit dangerous as well. So I saw that only that day that you realized that Daddy was not the usual. It took me at least a couple of weeks after the first 10 days that I was completely gone to mend the relationship with you. So I wouldn't want to endanger our relationship like that. No. That's it. So it's a long video, and man, I wanted to talk about so many things. I have my notes today, and it didn't happen. So it's okay. Who cares, right? That's why Daddy does these videos for you, because they're only for you. So whatever it is that I talk, it's for you. Only for you. And if you watch at least one of them, it's good enough. I love you. I love you so much, son. And today was a fantastic day. Yesterday was great. I spent quite a lot of time with you today. I had some stuff. Yesterday was my crypto channel. Today was the voiceover. I did a couple of hours, but you know what? I had two choices. I should go to the sauna to get to the cold and the hot pools. It's called contrast therapy, and it would allow my spine, right, and my hips to unlock faster. So I should go, and I thought about going there for like quite a few days. But you know what? Given the choice, and because I finished my voiceover work faster than I thought, I was like, woo, time to go to my son. So I rushed here and I found you still awake. I tried the same yesterday, but you were asleep already. But today you were awake, so I had the chance to put your nappy, and then to put the mosquito repellent, because there's a lot of mosquitoes, and then just your pajamas, and then put you to bed, and then played with you in bed. And finally, and this is really cool, we found a way to get you to sleep really soon. Normally, we were taking hour, 2 hours, up to 3 hours for you to stop playing and finally fall asleep. But again, I told you, you are the sweetest thing in the world with me. So what I'm telling you now is like, buddy, I'm going to sleep. I give you like 5-10 minutes, right? And I keep telling you, Daddy's going to sleep, buddy. Daddy's going to sleep. And at some point when I see you, like you're winding down, I do as if I'm falling asleep, right? And to be honest, I do fall asleep very quick. But I have to refrain myself from playing with you. And I just close my eyes with the intention of sleeping. And you know what? You care so much for Daddy that you look at me twice, you laugh, you come and you kiss my lips. And then you fall asleep. So we went from 1 hour, 3 hours of you playing like crazy to 20 minutes. And that is because I allow 10 to 15 minutes first for you to play and wind down. But you really, once you see Daddy sleeping, you don't take longer than, you pretty much relax within 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And then it's just what naturally takes you to sleep, which once you are in that mindset of not distracting or not waking Daddy up, you sleep 5-10 minutes more. That's how amazing you are with me. That's how much you also care for me. I love you. Daddy loves you very much. And I hope you like this video. And I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, if I'm not tired. Otherwise, the next day. I love you, buddy. Have a beautiful day. I send you from here, from the past, a hug, kiss, blessings, and asking the Lord to take care of you. I love you, son.